हेलो। Namaskaram to all. A very warm welcome to the 12th Parva of Prabodhini webinar series. So before starting this session, I would like to seek blessings from Lord Dhanvantari. So let us pray before his lotus feet with Dhanvantari Vandana.
नमामि धन्वन्तरिम् आदिदेवम् सुरासुरेवन्दित पादपद्मम् लोके जरारुकभयमृत्युनाशम् दादारमीशं विविधौषधीनां धन्वन्तरिं रमानाथं सर्वरोगनिवारकम् आयुर्वेदप्रवर्तारम् वन्दे पीयूषदायकम् सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामया ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Om Dhanvantare Namaha. So with all the blessings of Lord Dhanvantari, I, Dr. Preetimai Sahu, want to welcome you all to today's webinar, 12th Parva of Prabodhini webinar series. Today we have the whole team of Rognidan with us, and our guest of honor of today's webinar, today's episode is Dr. Gopikrishna sir. So he is also with us. Before starting the scientific session, I would like to revise some of the rules and regulations of Prabodhini webinar. So please be with me. So we have Prabodhini webinar series organized by Sri Babu Singh Jai Singh Ayurvedic Medical College and Hospital, Farrukhabad.
This thing, network is not working.
Prabodhini webinar series is organized by Shri Babu Singh Jai Singh Ayurvedic Medical College and Hospital, Farrukhabad, UP, keeping in mind that Ayurveda is a very difficult science actually for the common people to understand. So we have started this webinar series to make all the faculties available for you, all the knowledgeous people available for you to explain the secrets of Ayurveda, to explain all the procedures, what they are practicing in their practical field, what to do when you have patients with critical cases before you. So we have arranged this Prabodhini webinar series, and it is our effort to reach each and every person of Ayurveda with the knowledgeous effort. As we know, the Ayurveda is the gift of ancient sages, and they have written it in the form of formulations, in the form of Sanskrit shlokas. So it is very difficult to get the real knowledge, get the real meaning out of all these. So we need a guide, we need a teacher to explain us these things to us and make it easy. And so we have started this Prabodhini with our patrons, Dr. Shailendra Yadav, Chairman, JS Group, Dr. Sunita Yadav, Co-Patron, Director, JS Group, and our convener, our principal, Sir, Dr. Ravindra Verma, Sir, with the organizers team, including Dr. Niharanjan Mahanta, Associate Professor, Department of Panchakarma, Dr. Preetimay Sahu, Associate Professor, Department of Kaya Chikitsa, and Dr. Sheenas B.S., Assistant Professor, Department of Panchakarma. And today we have with us the whole Department of Rog Nidan, Dr. Shobha Ma'am, Dr. Ashwin Sir, and Dr. Vishal Sir also. We have started this Prabodhini webinar series in April 25th, 2023, and we have already completed 11 episodes of Prabodhini. It is a really grand success for all of us. Today we have reached the 12th episode, 12th Parva of Prabodhini webinar series with our guest of honor, Dr. Gopikrishna Acharya sir, with us with topic critical analysis to the concept of Rogamarga. Before starting the scientific session, I would like to revise the rules and regulations of Prabodhini. So registration is mandatory. Registration is done through filling the Zoom forms provided in the link. After filling in the Zoom forms, you have to join the WhatsApp group Prabodhini through the link provided, as all the further proceedings will be intimated in the group. On successful submission of the form, you will get a confirmation mail containing Zoom meeting joining link. Please join the webinar with the link provided. Your name and email ID in the Google form should be correct as it will be used in your e-certificate. So please be very careful while filling in the Google form. As your name and the email ID what you are giving in that form will be used in your certificates, and your certificates will be dispatched to the particular email ID with which you are registering and attending the webinar. So e-certificates will be provided to all the participants attending the webinar more than 45 minutes. So attendance is compulsory. You have to attend 45 minutes to at least 45 minutes to receive the e-certificates. And of course, as we all know, initial 45 minutes is the very basic vital period of the webinar, because in that time our guests, our chief speakers will share all the knowledge with all you people. You will get your e-certificates through email ID registered with us within 7 days, and thus there is no need to share your email IDs during the webinar sessions. Please enjoy the session. Try to extract all the knowledge from the speakers of today's webinar, and I hope you all will learn a lot in the today's class and use this knowledge in your practical field. So thank you everyone. And next I will hand over the session to Shobha ma'am to welcome our today's guest and take the scientific session forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Preeti. I, Dr. Shubhar Sondur, from the Department of Rognidhan and Vikriti Vignana, I wholeheartedly welcome all the members to join this webinar. So, along with this, today on the 12th session of Prabodhini, I wholeheartedly thank and our respected chairman, sir, and honorable director, ma'am, along with the principal, sir, without whom we cannot conduct all these things. And I would like to quick introduce the guest speaker today, who is going to share his valuable knowledge with one and all. Dr. Gopikrishna Acharya sir completed his UG in the year 2002 from RGUHS, and from Kannur he has completed his post graduation in 2006, and thereafter he has completed his PhD from the valuable guidelines of our renowned Dr. Srinivas Acharya sir, and now he is serving in the reputed Gorakhnath College in UP. And I, without wasting much of the time to enrich our own knowledge, I honorably welcome respected Dr. Gopikrishna Acharya sir for sharing his knowledge in this valuable platform. Thank you, sir. And I'm handovering this session to you, sir.
Namaste to all. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Audible, sir.
Okay. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate grim yatkupratamaham vande paramanandamadavam. Agarthaviva sampraktau magartah pratipatte jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwar. So it gives me immense pleasure to be an invited speaker to one of the well-reputed institution. I am very much thankful to all the management, principal, and faculty members of the institution, that is the Babu Singh Jai Singh Ayurveda Medical College, Farrukhabad. So now, without doing much delay, let us start the concept. So that is clinical understanding of Rogamarga. Whether the screen is visible? Yes. Screen is visible, sir?
Visible, sir.
Okay. If you have any kind of the disturbances in terms of moving the slide, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Before going into this particular concept of Rogamarga, so let us know something about the principle we need to follow. So whenever if you want to have any kind of the deepest understanding, so that means most of the students who are coming into the Ayurveda field, they are coming from the first to 12th standard. They are knowing about the physics, chemistry, and biology. So if we are able to give these informations in terms of the physics, chemistry, and biology and fundamentals of Ayurveda, then each and every information that is being informed or be mentioned in Ayurveda, that can be learned with deep dive understanding. So whenever if you look into that, if you want to have the thorough knowledge, we have to give more and more concentration on the concept of Kriya Sharira. So when you think about Kriya Sharira, so the each and every concept, then learning the Roga Nidana is very, very easy. And if you're knowing the Roga Nidana from each and every corner, learning Kaya Chikitsa is very, very easy. When you think about in terms, if you give all these particular three terms, so that is physiology, altered physiology, then restoring altered physiology. So if you think about, if you think about this particular concept, one particular line, whereas the other subjects, they are, when you think about it, the Rachana Sharira, Padartha Vijnana, etc., that is adding the value in your first year. So that means to boost the information of first year, that is the informations, the Kriya Sharira. Whereas Roga Nidana as such, whatever the concept you are learning in the Dravya Guna or the Vaishya Kalpana, Rashastra Vaishya Kalpana or Swastha Vritta, etc., that is boosting in to learn about the third years, that is what you say, that Kaya Chikitsa and whatever the subject that are being mentioned in third year, you can have the better understanding. So whatever the information that is being designed by the higher body of Ayurveda, that is helping you to have the very great practice when you jump into the Ayurveda field. With this particular small information, so let me tell you about the whole schematic representation of the human body. So here there are actually, it is the total representation of human body, wherein this particular the square, that is the rectangle, that is indicating the alimentary canal. So the next to that it is intravascular compartment, and next to that it is interstitial compartment, and next to that it is intracellular compartment. So why so this particular information is needed? Because most of us are consuming the food substances through the alimentary canal. So that will be getting converted from the macromolecules. Macromolecules in the sense they are larger in size and they are not able to get absorbed from the alimentary canal. So that's why, so whatever the enzymes or hormones are present in the stomach or small intestine or large intestine, they are going to have the conversion of these macromolecules into intermediate macromolecules. And these macromolecules are getting entered from the either the stomach or small intestine or large intestine into the intravascular compartment. From the intravascular compartment, in the sense the capillaries, from these capillaries they are entering into the liver. From there it will be entering into the hepatic veins, from there into the inferior vena cava, from there it is entering into the heart, from there it will be entering into the general circulation via aorta, from there into the arteries, from there into the capillaries. That means from the capillaries of the alimentary canal till the capillaries of this particular cardiovascular system, we are going to say it is intravascular compartment. From the capillaries of the blood vessel, the cardiovascular system, whatever the nutrients they are there, they are going to entering into the, what do you say, that interstitial compartment. From there it will be moving into the intracellular compartment. This is what is considered to be the movement of the food substance they are going to take place. So before into that, why so this particular digestion is going to take place in the small stomach, small intestine, large intestine? When you think about it, this actually we need to know about the gut transit time. Gut transit time in the sense the presence of the food in these different body parts of the alimentary canal. When you think about the gut transit time in terms of the mouth, it may be hardly for 2 minutes, it may be present, wherein the person will be doing the mastication, etc., and then swallowing starts. And when the swallowing starts, the food will be moving into the esophagus, wherein within seconds the food will be moving from the esophagus into the stomach. In the stomach, the food may remain for a period of almost 2 hours. Whereas in the small intestine, the food may remain for a period of 6 hours. Whereas in the large intestine, the food may remain for a period of 24 to 48 hours. This is how, so the presence of food will be there, so which is actually responsible for the gradual conversion of macromolecules into the micromolecules. This is what we have discussed in terms of the movement of the food, the micromolecules from the intravascular compartment into the interstitial compartment. Whereas when you think about the movement of the food from the alimentary canal into the intravascular compartment, that is going to take place in two different ways. That is portal system and lymphatic system. So when you think about portal system, it is the micromolecules such as the glucose, etc., that is going via this stomach or small intestine or intestine into the portal system. Thereby, it is entering into the liver, as we have discussed earlier. Whereas the larger molecules, for example, the fat molecules, which are turned into micelles, so that will be entering via lymphatic system. So that is how the larger molecules, they are moving from the intravascular, that is the capillaries of the stomach or small intestine or large intestine, that will be entering via lymphatics. From there it will be entering into the thoracic duct. From there it will be entering into superior vena cava. From there it will be entering into the heart. Then it is entering into the general circulation. So this is about the movement of the substances from the interstitial compartment to intracellular compartment, which actually takes place in capillaries. When you think about the human body, it is nearly around 10 billion capillaries are being present. 1 billion is equal to 100 crores. Now 10 billion is that means 1000 crores of capillaries are being present. So for the knowledge of this particular, the movement of this substances from the interstitial compartment to intracellular compartment, you need to know about the concept of Stirling forces and sludged blood. So because of the lack of time period, I am not going to discuss about these. So these two concepts I have discussed in my one of the YouTube channel, Acharya Nidan Academy. In that I have mentioned it. If you want to have a detailed understanding, you can go there itself. So that means, whereas in terms of the interstitial compartment, the fluid and nutrients that will be moving from interstitial compartment to intracellular compartment, right? From there, metabolites, etc., that is moving from here to here. Now, this is what is considered intracellular compartment, which is nothing but the compartment or intracellular compartment, that is the compartment which is present inside the cells. That is what is considered intracellular compartment. When you think about the movement of pathogen, it is moving in the same manner. So when you think about alimentary canal, so that means why so this particular movement is happening in the same manner? Because we say Rogaha sarve api mande agno. So that means all the diseases which are considered to be specifically nija vikara, they are moving via the mouth itself, which is actually responsible for the disturbance to happen in the stomach. So that means whenever a pathogen is entering from the mouth, why the pathogens are present in the mouth? Maybe because of the excess consumption of chocolates, or maybe because of improper oral hygiene, etc. So therein the pathogens, they are going to get, that is millions of pathogens, they are being present in the mouth. And when that particular the pathogens are being present, so they are actually entering into the stomach. So the most common abnormal diet pattern, what we can say, that is actually adhyashana, vishamashana, samashana, viruddhashana, and vishamashana. Let us look into these are the different diet patterns. They are considered to be responsible for the total digestive impairment. When you think about it, let us look into adhyashana itself. The term adhyashana refers to the consumption of food before the digestion of a previously ingested meal. So that means whenever the person is having some amount of the food that may remain in the stomach itself. At that time, if a person is taking the food again, this is considered to be the actually the responsible for the digestive impairment. What actually happens is, before the person has taken the food, that means those substances they are considered to be macromolecules. So macromolecules are being converted into intermediate molecules because of the presence of hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and the mucus, etc. When the person is consuming the food again, so these are considered intermediate molecules, they are going to come above. And newly food substance, they are going to come below. So that means, so that is actually resulting in the movement of the food substances. They are intermediate molecules towards the sidewards. So that means heavier molecule, they are going to near towards the pyloric antrum, and the lighter molecule are moving towards the either greater curvature or lesser curvature. So that means after a matter of 2 hours later, these substances which are present near the pyloric antrum, they move first into the small intestine. Now here the question arises whether these hydrochloric acid and pepsin, etc., they are not in a position to convert into intermediate molecules. The answer is no. Why? Because the if a person is doing adhyasana, that actually weakens the hydrochloric acid. So that means the pH of the gastric juice is going to get 3.5. So the textbook says, or physiology says, if the pH is between 1.8 to 3.5, then that is leading to the activation of pepsinogen into pepsin. So when the person is doing adhyasana, so the alkalinity, the high pH of the gastric juice is moving towards more than 3.5. In that particular sense, so that means there will be inactivation pepsinogen. So that means the macromolecules or intermediate molecules, they remain as macromolecules or intermediate molecules. So that is actually resulting in the stasis of these macromolecule intermediate molecules on the sides of the stomach itself. So here, one more thing, as we are consuming more amount of the carbohydrate rich diet, right? When we consume carbohydrate rich diet, so that means the food substance they are present in the stomach for more than 2 hours. That means they are responsible for the inflammatory reaction to take place. When there is inflammation is happening in the stomach, that is actually resulting in the increase in the size of the stomach, that is the cells of the mucosa of the stomach. So that means they are macromolecules, they are going to get entangled with that particular gastric mucosal damaged areas. So that means the macromolecules will be entering into those damaged gastric mucosa. So thereby these macromolecules, they directly enter into the interstitial compartment of the stomach. As they are macromolecules, they are entering via from there into the lymphatic system. Why? Because they are macromolecules or intermediate molecules. They are not in a position to move via portal system into the liver. So that means when you think about in terms of the Ayurveda, so whenever if a person is consuming the food, so that is leading to the Agnimandya. So that means Agnimandya is happening. So that means wherein the macromolecule they are moving towards the sides of the, what do you say, that the stomach wall, that is what is considered to be ama, wherein the movement of these ama, they are going to get converted into, what do you say, that macromolecules entering into the interstitial compartment. That is what we can say, that is ama visha. And then they are going entering into the say the from the stomach wall into the lymphatics, then into the thoracic duct, then into the heart, bypassing liver. So that means the ama that is being getting absorbed from the stomach, they are going entering into the heart, bypassing liver. This is what is considered to be the, what you say, that the concept of ama and its movement into the Hridaya Pradesha. From there, these ama, they are going entering into the intravascular compartment into the interstitial compartment. So that is what we can say that may be a possibility of Dhatvagni Mandya. From there, these substances, the macromolecules, they are moving into the intracellular compartment. What we can say that could be Bhutagni Mandya. So Jataragni Mandya has taken place, which is leading to Dhatvagni Mandya. Then it is leading to the Bhutagni Mandya. So this is how we can able to understand the concept of what you say that the pathogens as such. So when you think about overall concept of pathogens, so far we have discussed the pathogens or amotpatti that is going to take place in the Jataragni. So when you think about the whole human body, suppose if this is considered to be the upper limb, this is considered to be lower limb, this is considered trunk, and this is considered to be head. Let us assume if a person is doing more amount of vegetable cutting or the exercises related to hand, so that means the pathogens which are being present or absorbed from the stomach, etc., they are more concentrated towards the upper limb, intravascular compartment of the upper limb. From there, it will be moving into interstitial compartment. That means either the muscles or the bones, etc., cells. From there, it will be moving. From there, it will be entering into the intracellular compartment. Suppose if the person is doing more amount of the running or jumping, etc., so that means these pathogens which are being absorbed from the stomach or small intestine, large intestine, that will be entering into the lower limb, that is the intravascular compartment of the lower limb. From there, it will be entering into the interstitial compartment of the lower limb, and then it is entering into the intracellular compartment of the lower limb. If the person is doing any of the exercise related to the stomach, etc., the pathogens which are being absorbed from the stomach or small and large intestine, that will be entering into the intravascular compartment of the trunk, that is the chest and abdomen. From there, it will be entering into the interstitial compartment of the chest and abdomen, chest or abdomen. From there, it will be entering into the intracellular compartment of the chest or abdomen, or chest and abdomen. Suppose if the person is doing more amount of the thinking activity or playing chess, etc., so that is actually leading to the more amount of the pathogens, etc., that is moving into the intravascular compartment of the head. From there, hello, is it audible? Hello, is it audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay. From there, the pathogens are being present in the interstitial compartment. From there, it will be moving into the hello.
Sir, it is audible. You can continue. There is some
Okay.
disturbance in background.
Okay. So in that particular, from there, the pathogens will be entering into the intracellular compartment. So why this particular slide is being kept? Because the nature of, depending upon the nature of the pathogen, or depending on the nature of the etiological factor. Suppose if the person is doing more and more activity related to upper limb, pathogens will be straight away moving into the upper limb. That is the area. If a person is doing more amount of the activities related to lower limb, pathogen that will be entering into the lower limb. So that is how we can able to say about the concept of Vaigunya. Now, let us look into the pathogen entry, how this is happening. So when you think about this, so this is a, let us assume two people, M and N. The first person is going to take only small amount of the pathogen. So, and second person, that is N, he is taking a large amount of pathogen. Let us assume he is doing the adhyasana, larger quantity. So what actually happens is, first of all, there will be inflammation that is going to take place in the stomach. Why inflammation happens? Because the food will be remaining in the stomach for a period of almost 2 hours. And content of the food will be actually, it is nothing but a carbohydrate. So when you think about it, the microorganisms, they are proliferating very rapidly in the carbohydrate rich diet. This is actually leading to inflammation, the release of inflammatory markers into the stomach. So this is what is considered to be the state of Prakopavastha. So Chaya, that is what we are doing, Adhyasana, etc. That is leading to the Chaya, wherein this is leading to the inflammatory phase to happen in the stomach. So this is actually leading to the production of more amount of the inflammatory markers, than nothing but the proteins. So that is leading to the more amount of the fluid to enter from the interstitial compartment of the stomach, fluid entry into the stomach. That is leading to the swelling that is going to take place, more amount of secretion that is going to take place in the stomach. This is what we can say a state of a prakopa. So, in the sense, whether will it happen only in the stomach? No. This can happen even in the small intestine as well as in the large intestine too. Why? Because when a person is doing adhyasana, what actually happens is that will be leading to the, what do you say, that the macromolecules to remain in the pyloric antrum area, which is actually leading to the aftermath 2 hours later, these macromolecules, they are entering into the small intestine itself. That means they are moving via the, what do you say, that wall, that is stomach, that is the wall of the small intestine. So that means the same way the mechanism, the secretions that is going to, is not going to occur in the small intestine, same way as it is happening in the stomach. So in the same way, the inflammation is happening in the small intestine, and if the macromolecules are entering into the large intestine, the same way the inflammation is going to happen in the large intestine. So this is what happens in case of the stomach. We can say it could be a sama kapha condition, wherein the pathogenesis that is going to take place in the small intestine. It could be sama pitta condition, wherein the pathogenesis that is going to take place in the large intestine. That could be sama vata condition. And as these are happening, as we have mentioned, the inflammatory markers, right? So inflammatory markers, they are going to attract more amount of the fluid to enter from the stomach to, from the stomach lumen to the stomach cavity. From there, so these are actually entering intravascular compartment. That is absorption of these macromolecules, they are going to take place because of the macromolecule, that is mucosal damage, gastric mucosal damage. This is what we can say the entry of AMA is going to take place. AMA is nothing but a macromolecules. They are or intermediate molecules, because the human body requires to have a micromolecules to have a utilization by the cells of the body. And whereas in this particular occasion, M, so far we have discussed M. Whereas in case of N, the inflammation that is going to take place much rapidly and much extensively. So that means the entry of these, the macromolecules from the stomach into the intravascular compartment will be very, very high. Whereas in cases when compared to the person. Now, sorry for the interruption. Another way of understanding is regarding the doshagati. So when a person is going to take the small amount of these, that is the nidana, what actually happens is they are moving into the downward direction. That may move into the small intestine as well as large intestine. That's how there may be a possibility of dosha vitiated dosha that may move into the downward direction. The person may have unformed stools, etc. What we can say, that could be adhogati, what we can say. Or otherwise, there may be a possibility of movement towards the intravascular compartment. What we can say, that could be tiryakagati. Whereas in this particular occasion, as the person has taken more large amount of the, what do you say, that adhyasana, so there may be a possibility of reverse peristaltic movement. That what we can say, that could be urdhvagati. Or otherwise, there may be a possibility of movement towards the lateral side also. What we can say, that could be Tiryak Gati. Now, regarding the type of Rogamarga, what actually Rogamarga refers to? As we have discussed, most of the diseases are considered to be because of the digestive impairment happening in the. So that means, so this is what we can say, that is the gastrointestinal tract, whole gastrointestinal tract, mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. We can say it could be Abhyantara Rogamarga. Abhyantara Rogamarga. Whereas the intravascular compartment and interstitial compartment and intracellular compartment, so that outside the bones, joints and marma, we can say it could be Bahya Rogamarga. Whereas intravascular compartment, interstitial compartment and intracellular compartment, inside the bones, joints and marma, we can say it could be Madhyama Rogamarga. So here you are going to see regarding different small circles. So here they are considered to be actually pathogens. Let us assume. Suppose if the pathogen is being present here, it is very easy to remove. Why? Because it is being present in the alimentary canal, and the Ayurveda says it is the removal through the nearest route. That is either through the Vamana or through the Virechana or through the Basti. If the pathogens are being present in the alimentary canal, these are the ways where you are going to eliminate the vitiated dosha. Suppose if the dosha are being present in the intravascular compartment or interstitial compartment or intracellular compartment, any two compartments or all the three compartments, that means you have to bring it from this into the stomach or the small intestinal. Suppose if the pathogen is present in the intracellular compartment, you have to make it to bring it into the interstitial compartment. From there, it will be coming into the intravascular compartment. From there, it will be entering into the alimentary canal. Suppose if the pathogen is not being present here, it is present in the interstitial compartment. That means you have to make it to bring it into the intravascular compartment. From there, it is pathogens will be entering into the stomach. This is what the Chikitsa Sutra says. And if the pathogen is present only in the intravascular compartment, you need to bring it into the stomach, small intestine or large intestine. This is how the what we can say about the pathogen as such based on the Rogamarga. So if the pathogen is present only here, it is very easy to cure because only one particular small site, and that too near the alimentary canal that is being present, and removal of it either through Vamana or Virechana or Basti, it's very easy. And if the dosha is present in the Bahya Rogamarga, what we can say, intravascular compartment, interstitial compartment, intracellular compartment, of these, you have to make it into the stomach or small intestine, large intestine. Then you can eliminate it. If the dosha is present in the Madhyama Rogamarga, that is comparatively difficult to cure because when you think about the bone marrow, it is present in the inside the bones. That means it could be a Madhyama Rogamarga. When you think about the consistency, the blood consistency is just like the milk, whereas the consistency of bone marrow is just curds. That means if the pathogens are entering into that particular curd-like consistency, it's very difficult to make it to bring it from the curds or from that particular inside the bones into the blood. Hence, the Madhyama Rogamarga diseases are considered to be very difficult to cure. Whereas this is what is considered to be the dosha gamana. One, we can say the concept of Vyadhi manifestation and concept of the Chikitsa. Whenever pathogens are being present from the alimentary canal, what we can say either stomach or small intestine, large intestine, if it enters into the intravascular compartment, from there it is entering into the interstitial compartment. From there it may be entering into the intracellular compartment. What we can say, this could be the, what do you say, that the Vyadhi manifestation. Or otherwise we can say it could be Dhatupaka. Whereas the movement of the dosha from a compartment into the interstitial compartment, and the pathogens of which are present in the interstitial compartment to move into the intravascular compartment, from the intravascular compartment to the stomach or small intestine, large intestine, we can say it could be movement of the dosha from Shakha to Koshta. What we can say, it could be the Chikitsa Sutra. So when you think about why we need to know about the Rogamarga context, because when you think about the Nidana Sevana, so that may have an impact on the Rogamarga. So when you think about the whole 13 orifices, not 13, 9 orifices in males and 12 orifices in females, only the pathogens are entering via mouth, they are going to produce Nija type of Vikara. Whereas the pathogens which are entering other than mouth, in all the 8 orifices or 11 orifices, so that will be leading to the Agantuja Vikara. So that means, so when you know about it, you need to know about, first of all, where these particular pathogens are being present. Whether is it present in the alimentary canal, or whether is it present in the intravascular compartment, or whether is it present in the interstitial compartment, or whether is it present in the intracellular compartment, or whether is it present in all of these, that will be deciding the, what you say, that the planning the treatment will be very easy. Whereas the extent of the treatment, extent of the disease as such, so that means, so if the pathogens are present in all the 4 compartments, what we have discussed so far, so that means the severity, that the extent of the disease, actually it is considered to be a most severe form of disease. If the pathogens are present in the only in the alimentary canal or intravascular compartment, we can say that could be what we can say milder form of disease. And curability and incurability of the illness can be predicted. So that means depending upon the Rogamarga involvement. So that means if the pathogen is present only in the alimentary canal, we can say it is comparatively sadhya. If the pathogens are present only in the intracellular compartment, we can say it could be comparatively difficult to cure. Lastly, the planning the treatment as such, that's what we have discussed. So that is depending upon the planning the line of treatment, in the sense we have to make the dosha to move from either Shakha to Koshta, or the Madhyama Rogamarga to Koshta, Bahya Rogamarga to Abhyantara Rogamarga, or Madhyama Rogamarga to Abhyantara Rogamarga. So one example, let me would you say that the suture that is being considered, when you think about it, it could be what we can say the Abhyantara Rogamarga. We are going to predict the possible disease might be present in the Abhyantara Rogamarga. Whereas when you think about this, here the dosha is present in the Bahya Rogamarga. What we can say, the skin, we can see the roughness of the skin as such. Here, the knee joint, it could be considered to be Madhyama Rogamarga. So that means from here, bring it into the blood or the lymph, it is comparatively difficult. Whereas from this, it is comparatively easy. So the take-home messages are actually Rogamarga is a concept where we can find the presence of pathogens in the different tissues, maybe in the alimentary canal, or maybe in intravascular compartment, or maybe in the intracellular compartment. And nature of the nidana and impact of it in the body, that determines the nature of the disease, afflicting either Abhyantara Rogamarga or Bahya Rogamarga or Madhyama Rogamarga. So Abhyantara Rogamarga, if you consider that, so only the thing is we have to eliminate the dosha from the Abhyantara Rogamarga only, either through the Vamana or Virechana or Basti. So wherein the Bahya Rogamarga, if at all the pathogen is being present, you have to bring it into the Abhyantara Rogamarga, then you are going to eliminate it. If the pathogen is present in the Madhyama Rogamarga, we have to bring it into the Abhyantara Rogamarga, and then you are going to what do you say, that eliminate it via Abhyantara Rogamarga. This is also helpful in predicting the prognosis of the disease. And this is also helpful in localizing the site of the lesion, which particular part of the body either the person is having the disease. And it's also helpful in planning the line of treatment. So that means the the dosha movement, that is what he say, that the doshanam shakhat kushtabhigamanam. So that is what we are going to consider as far as the planning the line of treatment is concerned. So at this particular outset, I would like to give my sincere regards to all the management, principal, and faculty members, and all dear students, and all other listeners who have listened this particular small session. So I am thanking one and all. If you have any queries, I'm very happy to answer those queries. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful presentation from Dr. Gopikrishna Acharya, sir. You have made it an excellence. Like your experience of 18 years was reflecting in every word of your teaching, sir. You have put that 17th chapter of Sutrasthana in such a presentable way and with a schematic representation that has made students to understand it in a versatile manner. And I really felt happy that you have put all your modern knowledge with the Ayurveda and you have made them it much more easier to analyze it and easily understandable in every aspects. Of course, whenever I teach it to students, I always say it is only for 5 marks in your question paper, but when it comes to practice, it is of $1,000,000 question. People will be asking a number of questions, and you have given examples of different photographs along with that, where the Shaka, Costa, and Marmastis and the is mentioned, as well as you have related the wonderful thing from the Kriya as well as in the Rognidana aspects and related the Kriya Kaya Chikitsa aspects also. So meanwhile, you have even mentioned the armor formation from Adhyashana and Adhyashana. Nowadays, the things are very different. The people will be using the Adhyashana repeatedly, and they more of like a cow. There you will be chewing it repeatedly, and they won't be thinking of the further future oncoming diseases. When we see the Sharirasthana third chapter, infertility and all will be answered, but your imagination and the correlation of the things in a better manner has made the students to understand it in better aspects. Hope these theoretical aspects will be helpful for them to practice in future in a better manner and to take the Ayurveda in a higher level, and they will be practicing with Ayurveda. Very nice, sir. Very excellent presentation from your side. I really thank you for the wonderful presentation what you have given with the patience thing and with all the knowledge sharing skills you are having. And the beginning of your presentation was excellent, sir, by salutation to the Jagat Mata Pitarao, and where you have put all the things in his feet and presented every points of the treatment aspects as well as the theoretical aspects to the knowledge mode to our beloved students. So we are really happy to consider you, and we are blessed to get your knowledge shared with all of us. Excellent, sir. And I wholeheartedly take this opportunity to thank you for giving your wonderful knowledge and with your busy schedule and timing, and you have shared your knowledge. On behalf of our entire team of Prabodhini and our chairman, sir, director, ma'am, principal, sir, and our college, and from the Department of Rognidana, we thank you, sir. And next, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the entire management who has given an opportunity to create such webinars. And a major thing where I would like to thank is all the constant listeners. We have seen that wonderful participation of the participants constantly. And this is such a webinar, we have not seen a single audience has dropped from the meeting. That's an excellent thing, and the continuous numbers was increasing. That's the add-on thing where you have kept all our beloved listeners to be with this point of meeting. And major thing what I want to thank is we are sharing this knowledge across the borders with the help of technology. And my sincere thanks will be to all the technologies and the team, entire Prabodhini team, who is considering this and making it as a successful event, sir. I wholeheartedly thanking you and all the listeners. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And I have written 2 books also. First book is Roganidana, that is the Nidana Prakasha. That
Okay,
is
sir.
the first paper, Roganidana and Vikriti Vigyana. And second paper that is going to get published in hardly 15 or 20 days, Atanka Prakasha, second paper, Roganidana. That will be available in the market.
Wonderful, sir. We will be forwarding this message to all my dear students so that they can get definitely helpful from all these books, sir. Nowadays, with the updated NCSM syllabus, students are feeling little bit difficult to follow these things. As you have mentioned, given a wonderful message that you are already published part first, and we are coming up with the second book also. Our students will they will get benefited. And during the speech also, you have mentioned that you are having a YouTube channel also. I hope all our students will be visiting those channels, and they will take the help from those channels to learn these day-to-day important things for their clinical aspects, as well as getting passed in the exams also, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Preetirmai Sahu, madam, for the nice introduction given. And Shubha, madam, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'm thankful to Dr. Ashwin, who has contacted me and given me the opportunity to have an interaction with all such wonderful audience.
Unfortunately, he's not with the good health, sir. So on behalf of entire team, I'm taking the pleasure to take you the bills.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really a brainstorming session from you, and we are really waiting for your book also. I hope you remember we met there. So
Yes, madam. I remember, madam.
thank you so much, sir, participating
Thank you,
with all
madam.
us. And in future also, we will hope that you will be with us always, whenever we need.
Yes, madam.
So, this note, I would like to thank everyone for attending the webinar, and thank our chief guest also that participated with us and shared his valuable knowledge with us. And we will end our session with national anthem. जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मन जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय 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 हे Jai Hind, Bharat Mata ki Jai. And I will request all the participants who have attended the meeting with any other email ID, let us know, because we will be sharing the certificates to you within 7 working days. So please be patient. And if any other email ID you have used for attending the meeting, then please let us know. Thank you so much for being here. With this note, I will end this episode of Prabodhini. Our 12th Parva of Prabodhini is over successfully. Thank you so much for being with us. Namaskaram to all.